Hey Eurovision fans, we have the results of the second semi-final of Melodi Grand Prix, that's Norway's national final. 3 songs have gone to the final, 3 songs have been eliminated. We're going to talk about all 6. So let's kiki. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tom. I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So MGP bringing the drama once again. If you want your telenovela of the North, look no further than Melodi Grand Prix, because they certainly know how to bring the backstabbing and the drama and the tears and the joy and everything that you get from a telenovela. So another very entertaining semi-final. I'm not going to go through in the same order that I did last time, where I did the 3 qualifiers and then the 3 non-qualifiers. I'm going to go through it in terms of buzz. So let's start off with the first qualifier, and that was Gåte singing Ulvehamn. Now, if you watched my reaction video where I looked at all of the songs in MGP, you'll know that I enjoyed this song. I love the kind of different aspect that it brings something a little bit more unique and unusual for Norway. But I wasn't like totally enamored with the song. I think I put it like 7th or 8th in my rankings. I didn't download it. I haven't been listening to it. So I came into the semi-final kind of not really thinking too much about it, aware that they're quite popular and they're one of the favorites to win, but not really expecting too much. This performance totally blew me away. Oh my God, this was wow factor, big time. This looked super clean, amazing, visually stimulating, 100% ready to go on the Eurovision stage. They might even be able to elevate it even further, but this already looked really excellent. Amazing presentation, just the way they were laid out, with Gunhild in the middle on this circular revolving platform with some nature, some rocks and trees on it, which at Eurovision would look even more expensive. Looked a little bit on the cheap side sometimes here. And then all other 4 members forming like not a pentagon, but forming like some shapes in how they were spread apart. The lighting was incredible. All 5 of them, their commitment to the song was like just 100%, totally in the moment. Gunhild was sensational, her looking to the camera, staring you down, styling wise giving me the shaman, druidic, Celtic, Norse feel. I thought all 4 band members as well were amazing, really amazing energy. I love that they did some switchovers during the song and there just felt like a lot of dynamism. There's this really cool panning out moment where they were on Gunhild and they zoomed out. Definitely keep that shot as well. And then the absolute magic moment was when we got to the climax, Gunhild leaning back to put her hand on the rock, singing upwards. Chills. Absolutely incredible. This was really amazing, really stand out. I thought Gunhild was amazing for everything. I love these nature overlays they had. So they had this thing where it was kind of like lines coming down the screen and you could see the guy. I don't think it was a hurdy-gurdy. It looked like a hurdy-gurdy. It looked like a Norse hurdy-gurdy. He was playing that while there were like snow images of the ground thawing and snow coming in. Really cool, and that could have gone wrong. It could have looked like desktop screensaver, and I don't think it did. I thought it looked really cool, and I like that connection with nature and kind of the earthiness of the song, and it helped to intersperse as well during the verses. This is elevation. They got into the elevator and they pressed top floor and they just elevated and elevated and elevated. I think the really important thing for this is you take somebody like me who's kind of on the fence about this, not particularly excited, not hating it, not loving it, and I've come out of that performance like, whoa, I'm ready to vote for these people. Like if I could have voted twice or 3 times, I would have definitely given them some votes. And that's the type of thing you need to send to Eurovision, that even someone who's not really that into the song is like, wow, that was amazing. That was so enjoyable. I learned so much about Norse culture from that. Imagine how the people who love the song are going to feel. They're going to be like voting like with like 10 different phones, like boop, 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 boop. This is really great. Well, I'm gushing so much, you might as well know I want this to win Melodi Grand Prix. My favorite has been eliminated. That's kind of part of it as well. But yeah, I just think this is fantastic. Norway haven't sent a Norwegian song since 2006, Alvadansen, and they haven't sent a non-pop song since Wigmam in 2005 or Alvadansen in 2006, whichever you would consider. But that's still a long time ago. 18 years since they sent a non-pop song or a non-Norwegian song. This is both. The performance is fantastic. Their performance ability really shines. Their experience, their knowledge of how to work cameras and entertain. It's just entertainment. And the song's growing me on as well. The performance elevated, it gave it an extra layer of meaning to me, and I'm more on board with the song. I'm going to save it because I am going to download this eventually and start listening to it. I do like to keep a couple of songs for later in the season. I was actually tempted to react to the performance in this video, but I have a sneaking suspicion that they might win. So I want to save that reaction for my Norway video. So I do a video for every single country who goes to Eurovision. I just did my Slovenia video, so go check that out. Oh, I would love this for Norway. I've said quite a lot about Norway, that, you know, they're coming top 10 a lot. 7 top 10s in the last 10 years is amazing, but no top 3s, and they do need to send a risk. And as much as I like My AI, which I'm going to talk about later, that feels very much stuff that they've done recently. It's very similar to Give That Wolf a Banana. I think it's weaker than Give That Wolf a Banana, and that didn't work. It got them a top 10, but it didn't get them the win. If Norway wants that win, they need to try something different and expand the base, and this ticks every single box. This is like such a no-brainer send for me. Now, I know there's lots of Kind Of fans who are going to be getting very angry in the comment section about that. I'll talk about that more when we talk about semi-final 3, but again, I don't think Kind Of is trying something different in that, like, literally they've already gone in 2019. So yeah, I think it's time for Norway to expand their horizons, send something unique and surprising. Even though this still is not in my top 5, big picture, this is the best for Norway, I think. Okay, let's talk about the second person, and we're talking about our first non-qualifier, and that is Mileo. Oh my god, the controversy. I will talk about the controversy stuff, but let me talk about the positive aspects of this first. I loved this. Really loved this performance. You know, this song was my #1 this year, and the performance for me just absolutely elevated. I loved the opening tableau of the black and white spirals, like he's trying to hypnotize someone, giving me this like paranormal vaudeville feel. It looked like, I think it was like a surgical table or something like that. He's being put upside down. The camera work was quite shaky with that, which I thought was a bit of a shame. I'm not sure if that was intentional or if the camera work, I have noticed the camera work's a little bit off with MGP. Sometimes that steady cam dude is not really staying perfectly still. The dancers for me though, oh my god. I love these dancers dressed as nurses in this kind of baby blue, so this kind of like dreamy color, like depression, anxiety kind of color that I would associate it with, and then having these vinyl aprons giving me a slight Silent Hill, which is a computer game vibe. And their choreography, I love this choreography so much. Really weird, really ugly. I actually need to find out who this choreographer was, because I enjoyed this choreography so much. I could watch this video 10 times with the sound off. I really loved how he kind of gave it this characteristic feel. Again, I'm going to talk about that later with the controversy element of it, but I think that the choreographer did a great job of showing this is satire. This isn't real, this is a character, it's extreme. The way they were doing like the sleeping and the ugly dancing, oh man, it was so good. There were references to Thriller, there were references to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but it still felt original. Oh my god, I love it so much. You know, I've always said on this channel, I think choreography is so underused at Eurovision. I used to be a huge fan of So You Think You Can Dance, which was a dance competition in the States. I think it's still going, but they have the most incredible choreography. They have all these different types, and it feels so underutilized. Why are people not using that extra art form, a visual art form on the stage? I think Chanel exploited that in 2022 and got an amazing result. I thought his performance was good. I thought his vocals sounded pretty decent. I liked his styling, dressed as kind of like kind of steampunk. A little bit of steampunk vibes as well, so really cool. I love this song. I have to admit, when I saw the running order, it was second. I actually tweeted about it. I kind of got a feeling that this might be out. When I saw the performance, my hopes went up again, because I was like, that was brilliant. And then someone else who's coming up later on, I'm going to talk about, when I saw their performance, my hopes went again. Let's talk about the controversy. Yeah, look, the lyrics of this are very problematic. Some people, it's very triggering for them. The lyrics about abuse is a very real life problem for some people. I don't know if he handled it in the best way. He did an interview on the screen in English, which I think also probably didn't help. And he just got a little bit defensive, and he has been on Twitter over the last week or so as well, kind of getting in fights with people, being very defensive as well. I don't think that's the best way to do this, because if people are triggered by this, that is their reality. That's completely legitimate. And I think if you're saying, no, you're wrong, your feelings aren't right, you're kind of invalidating what they're thinking or feeling, which I don't think is the right way to approach it. You know, everyone looks at art from a different perspective, a different reference point. We all have different experiences. Like reaction videos is a perfect example. There's hundreds of us all reacting to the same stuff, and we all have completely different reactions because we have different feelings, different life experiences. We're pulling on different references from our lives. We have different types of privilege and our gender and our sexual orientation and everything like that. So if someone does interpret something in a way that's really they find triggering, that is legitimate. And to kind of say, no, that's wrong because I meant something else, even if your intention wasn't to hurt them, if you do hurt them, you need to accept that and kind of address it. So I think it would have been good if you just start off by kind of apologizing, saying, sorry, I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I don't think he said those words. I think that would have like been a good start. And then just saying, look, we've written this as a character. This isn't real life. Full on this this yandere genre from Japan. And maybe if they'd done that earlier, like right from the start, and people had that context when listening to it, maybe less people would have been upset by the lyrics. And you know, maybe if he'd won, he could have changed them or something like that, or amended them in some way. In his interview on MGP, he talked about Kill Bill, which is kind of similar, but also quite different. You know, Kill Bill is a song by SCA where she talks about killing her ex-boyfriend. Like, the sad reality is that violence against women is way more than violence against men. So when SCA talks about violence against men, look, I'm not condoning it, saying it's okay, but it's not like a common thing that men experience. So there's a definite element of privilege being a guy as opposed to being a woman. Whereas when Milo's talking about a man attacking a woman, that's something that just does happen in real life quite a lot. So yeah, they're both talking about killing someone in a fantasy way, but then one situation there's a reality of femicide that exists and the other one doesn't. It does bring up a wider conversation though. If those people are hating on, does that mean that nobody else is allowed to enjoy the song? I don't know the answer to that. Maybe we'll see if this type of situation happens again in the future. Totally get why some people are happy that this is gone. The second qualifier was My AI from Erika Norwich and Super Rob. Okay, so I really enjoyed this performance. I thought it looked cool, it was camp, it was funny, colorful. I love these electric pinks and blues and the manga theme, giving us a little bit of Dolly style. Yeah, I thought this looked great. I liked the text on screen. I thought that was cute. I thought Erika sounded fine. My God, the kickback against this was wild. I posted saying something, I think this will do really well in the televote if it went to Eurovision. And the comments were just, oh man, they were so negative, really hating on this. So there's a lot of people who really dislike this. I think it's part of it is the humor thing. I remember a lot of people hating Give That Wolf a Banana as well. Some people just don't really like this genre. They don't think it's serious or whatnot. But yeah, the amount of hate that she's been getting personally as well. She's been posting about how people have just been attacking her constantly. It's wild. This is not okay. It's okay to give your opinion in your own space. If you don't like something, that's fine. But to go into people's Instagram accounts, their TikTok lives, and like be spurting hate at them is totally and utterly unacceptable. I don't know why people think that's okay. This like blatant bullying, going into that person's personal space, take away the choice for them whether they can or can't see your comment. If they want to go hunting for your comments online and see what people think, that's on them. But going into their space is not cool. So this is a really bad problem in the Eurovision community. We saw it with Chanel. I remember when she won Benidorm Fest in 2022 and she was driven off of social media because so many people were attacking her. We even saw it in Junior Eurovision when France won Junior Eurovision in 2022. Again, this poor boy shutting down his social media because people were just piling on him. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. This is still in my top 5 songs that I enjoy. I don't really want this to win, I'll be honest. I do think that this is very much what Norway have been sending recently. It's fun, it's campy, it's electro pop. They've done that quite a lot. The result for this would be quite predictable. It might do well in the televote. We don't know yet because we only know 4 of the songs. So, but yeah, it's going to get murdered by the juries. It's got no chance of winning. If it does really well with the televote, it might scrape its way into the top 10. I want Norway to be going for that win. This is absolutely no chance to win whatsoever. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Erika. I really want to like support her and hug her. I think this situation's horrible. She's really in a dark place right now. So if you do follow her, please send her a nice message online because it's getting really crazy. Okay, we might as well talk about the last qualifier, and that is Jag Erik Oxford and Anne Fagermo singing Judge Tenderly of Me. Gorgeous. This was gorgeous. And I spoke earlier about how I got my hopes up when I saw Mileo. And then my hopes went when I saw this performance because it was very lovely. Really reminded me of Calm After the Storm from the Netherlands coming second. That going around them very slowly with this warm candlelight. Netherlands had kind of moonlight. They had kind of like more fire, like yellows and oranges. Really pretty staging. Great performance. I loved particularly the Jag Erik. I really liked his performance style. He's kind of looking to the camera sometimes and then away. I felt like he had great command of his body. The entire performance, his facial expression expressions, his hands, everything was really, really excellent. I thought Anne was good as well. I didn't think she was as good as Jag Erik. And yeah, the staging was very similar to Come After the Storm, like they were facing each other on mics. Really lovely song. I said when I did my review in that MGP review that there are going to be people who are going to love this because it is so unique, it stands out, beautiful sound. This was a moment of sanity in a semi-final of chaos, and it really was. I think it probably would have qualified anyway, but I think this probably did pretty well, because if you saw Super Rob and thought, oh god, that was so trashy, or Mileo, you're like, oh, I didn't like those lyrics, or Farida, what the hell is this upbeat ballad bop, or Eli Kristin singing a messy Bond song, and then you're like, what's happening to the world? And then these two people come on and just have like this really lovely, tender, normal moment. That's your number one for the night for some people. Keeping in mind you can only vote once in Melodi Grand Prix. I can totally see how this got lots of votes from people wanting something different. Really, really like it. I hope they can elevate in the final. Could this win for Norway? I think it would require that same scenario again where there's chaos going on and they're the only silent people in the chaos. If you look at the first three songs that qualify from the first semi and now the second semi-final, they really do still stand out. It depends what happens in semi-final number 3, because if Mia qualifies with Green Lights, which is also this like very calm, cool vibe, I think then that Jag Erik and Anne kind of lose their special factor a little bit and they're kind of out. So they need Mia to flop and not qualify. I'm not expecting that to happen. I think she's quite popular. Okay, let's talk about Farida. So our second non-qualifier was Farida opening up the show. Really love Farida. She's a really lovely personality. Follow her on social media. She's very upbeat. She's very fun and quirky. People throwing a lot of hater at her. Again, people atting her on Twitter saying, I hate your song. What is wrong with these people? And she took it up pretty well. She's kind of like making fun of them or going with it. Yeah, I thought her performance was good. No massive standout moments. Doing a little bit of a dance number with 4 dancers, having some bluffers that she moved up and down from. I loved her big note at the end. I thought that was very impressive. And then her falling backwards. The falling backwards and the big note were right moments, but they came right at the end. Nothing really story-wise happening in the middle other than kind of like flirting with dancers, which I just don't think was enough of a staging concept. Love her personality. I really, really want her to come back. I think that Farida hopefully will have her moment in the future at some point. I think it will be with her masterpiece. I think she'll write her masterpiece song, and that's the song that she will win MGP or get close to winning MGP with. Okay, and finally we had Eli Kristin singing Touch of Venus. I also thought this was good. I actually didn't think any of the songs were bad in the semi-final at all. I thought the whole thing was very entertaining. Going for a golden color palette, giving us a little bit of Goldfinger. Again, this is Messy Bond with a bit of opera. I'm not a massive fan of opera. I don't think there are too many artists who've managed to seamlessly integrate it into a song. Sometimes it feels quite jarring that we're like in a song and then here's a popper bit. And then the popper bit ends and it's like we're back into the song. It just feels kind of like clunky. One person who I think did do it well was Kate Malahide. I think she integrated the popra into the song really, 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 really beautifully. Totally seamless. Yeah, I didn't get that same seamless feeling from Ellie. Love the representation though of Lady from a Different Generation. I thought that was super cool. I think her kids were in her little group cheering her on. I just really, really like that. I like that MGP is for everybody. So overall, a really great semi-final. Again, more heartbreak for me. My number one song has been eliminated. Same as last year. Freya was eliminated last year. Was that also in semi-final number 2? No, it was in semi-final number 3. That's semi-final of death. This is an annual thing for me. Annual MGP heartbreak. I'll get over it. And again, I'm gonna have to switch my allegiance. My current favorite song of the ones remaining is probably My AI or Oblivion, but I want Gåte to go at this point in time. Who knows, someone in semi-final 3 could super elevate for me as well. I'm very excited to see what kind of are bringing. Are they gonna bring fun? Are they gonna bring some sort of an edge to their song? And then we've also got Am Princess. I'm really looking forward to what she's bringing. She left me a really nice comment on my MGP video. And then Mia, who I'm not in as much love with as everybody else. I'm hoping I can have a Gåte 2.0 moment with her so that she can really make me feel the song as well. So lots more to come. Very exciting MGP, telenovela, drama, realness. What did you think about MGP? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. No new donations on PayPal or Buy Me a Coffee, but if you want to support the channel, I'll leave links for you in the description. And of course, thank you to my patrons all over the world for patronizing the channel. On my Patreon, you can have the original audio when I do reaction videos. You can be part of our My Eurovision Score group, and you can get updates for all my videos which are coming up. So go check that out. You can become a free temporary member trial thing if you want. That's Patreon who does that. But as always, thank you so much for watching and maybe leaving me a like and maybe sharing the video. And thank you so much for watching. I've seen another Eurovision action video. An action? Is that analysis and reaction together? It was an analysis video. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another Eurovision analysis video very soon. Goodbye.